Hello everyone who chose group number 2, the Three of Cups card, Gussion. I apologize again for the wind. I will try and talk louder for clarity, but eventually I'll be able to upgrade equipment and hopefully be able to have more audio protection. So today's reading is going to be about Three of Cups, so probably a lot about socialization in the life. So I'm very interested and excited to hear about that. Let's look into cards. We're going to pull 4 cards. Four cards, please, for group number 2. We have the Strength reversed. And I also have to stick this awkwardly underneath things so that my cards don't blow away in the wind. It's a very nature-powered day. What else do we need to know? The Hierophant. Oh. The Daughter of Pentacles reversed. The Ten of Cups. And the Nine of Wands. Yes, that's 9. Okay. Had to think about that there for a minute. Under the deck, Three of Swords reversed. So fundamentally, you may have been having a difficult time as of late, emotionally. Maybe you felt hurt, or maybe you felt alone, or maybe you felt abandoned. All of those things can play into whether it's the time that you're watching this is pandemic related, restrictions related, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that, because we can feel alone and separated from other people even if it's not a pandemic. So maybe you've had issues with your friend dynamic, or maybe you're not getting to see the people that you want to see, or maybe you feel like you've had some hardships with them, but you're on the upswing. And why do I say that? Because the Three of Swords is reversed, which means you're healing from issues beforehand. Maybe you've had problems in your social dynamic and that you've been working through them, that you've been processing them, that you've been hanging out together to try and heal and patch the dynamic after addressing something that was complicated. And good for you. That's important work to do. So, with the Strength reversed, it says to me that perhaps you're not entirely restored in your personal confidence and esteem within your social dynamic. Maybe what had happened, if something has happened with you and a friend, this could also be like at work or in the family unit, anything like that, but it's you in relation to other people. Whatever the situation was, kind of cut down your confidence or your self-value, your self-esteem, etc. So you're still having to work on repairing that. Maybe there is a lot more timidness that you have in relationship with these individuals. Do you feel like you have the ability to speak your opinion? Do you feel like that you're taken seriously? Do you feel like any of that kind of stuff? With the Hierophant, it seems to me that perhaps there may be an undertone of traditional hierarchy going on in your social dynamic. And now that's a very weird thing to say, because I know for those of you who watch tarot readings, they're like, Hierophant, it's about high-level commitment, But the thing for me here is that this is talking about social dynamics, and the Hierophant is about organized structures too, and it's about values, right? System values. So what is the value of your social circle? Do you have multiple social circles? Do they intermingle? Or do you have one core one? And does that core one, or the others as well, have sort of a group think, group value, group moral kind of thing that everyone needs to align with to be part of the group? And is that dynamic, or those rules, or those structures healthy, positive, inclusive? Are they beneficial for all people involved? Are they full of consent? Or are there things that perhaps need to be challenged, that have kind of been that way before and for a long time, but maybe aren't necessarily the best thing and need to be challenged, which is difficult, especially when you don't have the self-confidence to address something like that. And with the Daughter, or the Page of Pentacles reversed, it seems like I get, again, feeling like you don't have a voice, or the space maybe to contribute to the discussion in possibly changing some things about the dynamic as the group dynamic, or shifting things in a different way. Perhaps there's someone who may be more of the stronger personality who kind of sets the tone for everyone that they kind of follow along with, which is okay as long as those people are enjoying and happy of it. But again, group dynamic involves group inclusivity, which involves all of the opinions of those in the group needing to be heard and having a place to be expressed. What you want to talk about is what you think can help bring about emotional fulfillment for all parties involved, but as well as having a space to be able to talk about what has hurt you, or maybe for other people too, a place to be able to express, this hurt me and I'd like to be able to heal and move forward from this. Perhaps someone might get more defensive if you say, address something saying, when you do such and such a behavior, I feel really hurt because I don't feel heard, or whatever, And the person may be more defensive or say, well, that's not my fault, or blah, blah, blah. But it's, you know what I'm saying here? It needs to have kind of more of that open space for communication, where the person could go, oh, I didn't realize that that's how you felt under those circumstances. I hear you, and I will keep that in mind and try to do better, instead of saying like, wow, I didn't do it intentionally. So, there's a difference in quality in conversation there. Let's pull some clarifiers. The Lovers and the Nine of Cups. Now, in the social dynamic, in the social group, there could be also romantic entanglements in the group, romantic entanglements ongoing, romantic entanglements that have ended but still need to coexist within the group because neither one wants to leave the group. So that's a whole other area. Then there's inclusive of the needing to make choices and decisions about what do you want to participate in, is probably the best way to say that. Nine of Cups is the wish card, which I always give the message of be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it no matter what. But sometimes we'll wish for things that we think we want, and then we get them and go, wow, that was awful. So what is it that you wish for within your dynamic? Are there emotional complications in the dynamic that you wish to address? Or is it not about romantic entanglements and it's just the group in general? What is it that you personally need fulfilled to feel stronger and like you're accepted and that you have place to voice your opinions? Again, sorry about the wind. I cannot control Mother Nature, but it's awesome to be in it. Three of Pentacles. Again, working with other people. So I think part of the wish, and this is projecting, right? This may not be your wish, but part of your wish is like, can't we all just get along? Can't we all just mutually work on this thing together? Not that we all have to be the same level of besties, but the idea that there is some tension and conflict that just is kind of accepted, it seems like, and people don't really talk about it or address it. Or maybe they talk about it one-on-one, which seems kind of behind the back, but it's not that they're trying to talk bad about the people. They're just like, I don't know, what do you feel about this? Should we say something? I think the Three of Pentacles is really talking about wanting to bring everyone on the same page and wanting to have clarity of communication and wanting to say like, hey, let's all be on the same side. What else? Ooh. So I think there could be some dynamic going on in the group that may feel sneaky or backhanded or passive aggressive. And being able to call that out is what's going to bring strength and personal foundation in the group. Because, again, like what I was getting with the Three of Pentacles, it seems like there's this thing going on that people can see but nobody really addresses, and so it seems like they're getting away with it, ha ha ha. And I don't think that people are inherently trying to like be sneaky and subversive, but I do think that part of it is that if it's not being talked about, it's like the big elephant in the room, right? And we need to be able to talk about it openly in a mature, stable way that's not volatile, that's not defense-oriented, that's not freaking out. So that could be an interesting and difficult dynamic for you to be exploring right now, group number 2, if this is resonating with you. I feel like maybe we should get one more piece of advice, just like in general, what could be helpful for this group dynamic. The Emperor reversed, I think, is interesting. I don't know if it's about one having to soften, because the Emperor is a very hard-headed person. Having to find a place of softness, having to deconstruct power and authority within the group dynamic. I do think that there's something going on about someone who probably puts themselves in a place of authority and power and maybe a bit domineering, but that comes from a place of low self-esteem. And it's not that you have to say that to them, but it's about, I guess, equalizing power or respecting power dynamics, etc. Because to me, the Emperor, when it's upright, is the ruler of the kingdom, and reverse, it's dethroning. There is no ruler of the social group. There is no hierarchy. You know, we are all in this together kind of thing. We all work together. We're all in this friend circle. And let's be able to talk about things without getting extremely upset. So that would be my advice for you, group 2. Feel free to continue to sit in this environment while I put away my cards. Enjoy this space of Lake Minnewanka, which is on Treaty 7 territory, traditional lands of the Blackfoot Confederacy, Stoney Nakoda, Yarhe, that's Stoney Nakoda, Tsuut'ina Nations, and Region 3 Métis Nation of Alberta. I will put away my cards and then I will end our session. And I thank you for being here with me, and we will see you next time.